this is such a wonderful opportunity for us to remember not only what happened 50 years ago, but also what can happen in the future. And we have some wonderful people here from NASA who you'll be talking to today and hearing from in just a moment.
Good morning and welcome. On behalf of the members of the City Council, our city staff, and the residents of the city, just want to invite you to the space. Thank you for coming out. Today is going to be a spectacular day. We want to acknowledge our friends and partners from NASA Langley Research Center. 2 years ago was a 100-year celebration of NASA Langley Research Center. It's actually the oldest research center in NASA. And they gave us an opportunity to kind of look behind the veil and see some of the wonderful research that's going on there. So we are most appropriate that today we're celebrating or commemorating the 50th anniversary actually of the Apollo program that put men for the first time on the moon. And we recognize that there are many other plans that NASA has, so I'm going to step aside and allow our Deputy Director, Clayton Turner, from NASA Langley Research Center, come and just tell you about some of the things that NASA has planned.
All right, thank you, Mayor Tuck. Thank you, city officials, for inviting us to be a part of this. So we have volunteers all over the place. They're going to share with you some virtual views of the space station. You get to see some fans and some things we have outside. Thank you. So this is truly stepping up and taking care of whatever needs to be done. Thank you, Mayor Tuck. All right, so we're here to celebrate. As the mayor said, today is the day that celebrates the 50th year of landing on the moon, about 4:17 this afternoon. And that's a monumental event, and we all have memories of where we were. And even some of the younger folks, they've heard about it so much. We have t-shirts. And as excited as we are about that, we're going to celebrate those heroes. What we're also celebrating here is the restoration of little Joe here. And what you don't see when you hear about Apollo and the landing and today's celebration is all the work that it took to get here. And this was a critical part of that work. Without this, the tests that were done right here and on Wallops Island, there would be no moon landing. Without the thousands and thousands of people here in the Hampton area that contributed to that, there would be no moon landing. So we need to be proud of that exact fact. Also, what I also want to point to is looking toward the future. We are going back to the moon. The Artemis program will take us back to the moon by 2024, and this time to stay. So when you think of staying on the moon, it isn't just building a little habitat and hanging out for a few days. You want a sustained presence because that opens up economic impact here in the country. That opens up the case for businesses to go out, and private industry can launch us to the moon and eventually on to Mars, which is our next destination. So while we celebrate little Joe, we celebrate Apollo, we also want to be looking forward, because these little folks here, we have posters already. They will be living on Mars for us. They will be expanding. And by the way, when commercial entity has taken on Mars, we will be going out deep into the solar system, interstellar travel. So with that, thank you everyone, and again, keeping it short, thank you.